Up, up, up. Welcome to Vintage Garage. We have a special show today. Most mechanics my age got their first introduction to engine work building and flying U-control model airplanes. In particular, the planes designed by Walter Musciano and manufactured by Scientific Models. We got our start flying a Scientific Stuntmaster. We still have a number of the old kits. This Cessna 182 is representative of the line. It came with a carved fuselage, a solid wing, a real nice decal set, and all the rest of the parts you'd need to build the plane. They were a lot of fun. We also still have a Cessna 180, a Zigzag, and one of our favorites, the Bel Air. Every year in September, the Northern Virginia Control Line Club sponsors a meet for these planes to honor the designer, Walter Musciano. This week we'll head down to Lorton to check it out. It should be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. We have a great show today. Glad you're here. Our trip begins as we leave the Washington, D.C. Beltway and head south on I-95 toward Lorton, Virginia. Up ahead, we see the sign for Lorton. This is our exit. We're now heading west on Lorton Road. Lorton Road ends at Ox Road, and we turn north. We see the flying field to our left, and turn up the gravel lane just past the field. We're here! We had a safe trip to Lorton and are now at the flying field of the Northern Virginia Control Line Club, and the 2002 Musciano meet is about to begin. Let's head up to the registration tent. At registration, Tom McLean, contest director of the meet, is leading the meeting for all the flyers. We asked Scott Richland, president of the Northern Virginia Control Line Club, to tell us about the meet.
When I began flying model airplanes in about the 4th grade, the first plane I flew was called a Stuntmaster, and it was designed by Mr. Walter Musciano. And the purpose of this contest is to honor Walt. About 6-7 years ago, we found out that Walt was still alive, living in New Jersey. And of course, that when you consider I'm 53, and when I started flying in 4th grade, this fellow was designing airplanes. We were tickled to find out that a pioneer of control line was still around. So we set up this contest just to honor Walt.
Nearby, Frank Yalcabellis, one of the pilots, is unpacking his planes.
These are planes designed in the 50s and 60s, and there's a specific type of model they can only use. It has to have a solid wood fuselage, solid wing, not built up, powered by a certain type of engine, an 049. This is an ME-109, which won the speed contest a couple of years ago. But as you can see, it's slightly beaten up, so I don't know how effective it's going to be today. This is an old Walter Musciano Scientific Company Stuntmaster, and this is designed for the stunt part of this event. For the beauty contest, I built this P26 pea shooter, which I'll probably fly in team race, because if you win the beauty contest, you still have to fly. Plane's never been flown. This should be an exciting day for this plane. My backup plane, as you can see by its appearance, it needs to be a backup plane. This is called the Army Racer. It's all-purpose. If I do something stupid with one of these other planes, I got an extra plane just in case.
All the planes are lined up on the tarmac awaiting the day's action. There are 4 events in the contest. The first event is the appearance judging. That's followed by the speed event, the stunt competition, and lastly the team race event. We spot Walter Musciano in the yellow jacket judging the lineup. John Donnelly's next to him helping out. Let's take a look at the planes up close. The Black Little Devil has a Cox Baby Bee and was built by Hal Howard. The Orange Zigzag is powered by a Cox Golden Bee and is entered by Henry Warner. The Silver Atomic has a K&B Tornado motor and is another Henry Warner entry. The Sunburst pattern airplane is a Bel Air. This is the Air Coupe built by Tom McLean. This beautiful P-47 is also entered by Tom McLean. This Cyclone was built by Jim Call. This is the red OK Cub powered Snark guided missile of Tom McLean. The dark red plane is another Cyclone built by Jim Call. This is an Aeronca sedan built by Dave Fincher. This P-51 was built by Corel Patty and it has a Wenmac engine. This is the P-40 built by John Donnelly. It has an OK Cub motor. The red and white plane is a Stuntmaster. This is a Ryan PT-16 trainer with a Cox Baby Bee and was built by John Donnelly. The red and white little stinker is entered by Bill Smith and it's powered by an OK Cub. This is a Navy SNJ version of the Air Force AT-6 Texan and is entered by John Donnelly. The gray Navy A-3 Sky Warrior is another OK Cub powered plane of John Donnelly. On the back row, left to right, the dark red Stuntmaster belongs to Clayton Berry. The black ME-109 was built by Corel Patty. The blue pea shooter was built by Frank Jacobellis, and the dark red ME-109 is another Corel Patty entry. This Stuntmaster has a Cox 049 and is entered by Dick Hauser. The red and white Zigzag was also built by Dick Hauser. The solid red plane is a little Saberjet and was built by John McKinley. The white plane is a Golden Hawk with an OK Cub motor built by Carl Foster. Today it's flown by Chris Foster. The red and yellow Atomic X is entered by Scott Richland. In the background center is the black and green OK Cub powered Bullet of Bob Zambelli. And in the background right is another Zambelli built model, another Atomic X. This is the North American AT-6 Texan built by Scott Richland. The F-7U Cutlass is another Scott Richland entry. The beautiful silver P-47 Thunderbolt also belongs to Scott Richland. The solid red plane is a Red Devil built by Danny Banjock. The biplane is another Banjock entry. The last plane, the Golden Hawk, is also built by Danny Banjock. We see that the judging for the appearance contest has been completed. It's time to announce the winners.
So at this time I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Musciano who designed all these, and he's going to announce the winners.
Third place is Dr. Jacobellis. Second place is John Donnelly with a P-40.
Hey! Good show.
First place, Bob Zambelli with a Bullet.
Let's go over and talk to the winner.
Hi, my name is Bob Zambelli. I'm a member of the Philly Flyers Model Airplane Club. I come from Souderton, Pennsylvania. And this is my third year at the wonderful Musciano contest. And I've been building his airplanes since the early 50s when I started the hobby, flying control line. And I recently took a liking to this design, which I started building about a month ago, specifically for this contest. It's called the Bullet, and it's one of the larger of the wingspan airplanes that he's designed. And it's powered by a little stock OK Cub 049, also from the early 50s. It's a great flying little airplane. It was a lot of fun to build, and it was built virtually exactly like the kit he designed. I believe this was designed in 1954.
There are 2 flying circles at the field, and the speed competition gets underway on circle number 1. First up is Scott Richland flying his beautiful Atomic. Henry Werner is holding the plane for him. Each flyer gets 4 attempts to make 2 official flights. Planes are timed from takeoff to the completion of 12 laps. The winner is the flyer that completes the 12 laps in the shortest time. Next up is Dick Hauser flying his beautiful Stuntmaster with a Cox 049. John Thatcher is judging the speed competition. This is Glenn Gardner flying a Zigzag. Chris Foster is next, and he's flying a beautiful Golden Hawk. He's making some hot laps. Danny Banchuk fires up the motor of the Atomic of Bob Zambelli, and it's ready to go. Clayton Berry has the Fox motor screaming as he flies his Stuntmaster. Scott Richland is next up with his beautiful Atomic. Jim Call waits for the ready sign and makes the release. Scott shows great form as he shortens the diameter of the circle to get that last half second out of his run. Frank Jacobellis heads out to make a run with his super quick Messerschmitt. He has great technique and the plane is really fast. It's easy to see why this combo was a previous winner. Hal Howard makes some super quick laps with his Little Devil. And then cruise for Carell Patty, who makes the next run. Wow, that Messerschmitt of Carell is fast. This is Tom McLean flying the Snark-guided missile. It's turning some quick laps. Frank Jacobellis readies the Cyclone of Jim Cole. It makes a great takeoff. Jim shows great form, keeping the line short. Bob Zambelli and Danny Banchuk prep Danny's Red Devil. And Danny makes his final run of the speed competition. Simultaneously, the stunt competition has begun on circle number 2. Bill Smith is running his little stinker through the stunt pattern. Carl Foster fires up the white Golden Hawk, and it's ready for Chris Foster, who's next up in stunt. Chris wows the crowd with his aerobatics. The speed competition continues to the left in circle 1 as John Donnelly flies his P-40, while Danny Banchuk flies his Golden Hawk in stunt behind him in circle number 2 and treats the crowd to some figure 8s and inverted flying. Bob Zambelli lends a hand to Scott Richland, the last competitor in stunt. Scott puts on a clinic with loops, a figure 8, and some inverted flying. Tom and stunt judge John Lindberg review the stunt scores, and there's a pause in the action. Bliss Teague is here from the Academy of Model Aeronautics to make some presentations. John Frisoli Jr. and Diane Frisoli are representing their father, John Frisoli, who was the father of scientific models.
And the first person we're going to do today is John Frisoli.
Here's Bliss Teague.
Thanks, folks. I'm glad to be here, and it's such an honor to be able to award 2 Hall of Fame plaques today from AMA. It's as much of an honor to me as I hope the plaque is for John Jr. to receive for his father. So without further ado, I would like to present the Hall of Fame plaque, Mr. Frisoli Jr.
Thank you very much, everyone, for having us here, and it's quite an honor to receive this award for my father. He worked very hard in his business, and I know he would appreciate this too if he was here.
Next to be honored is John Hutton for his work with the AMA through the years.
So, John, with my great honor, I'd like to award you this Hall of Fame plaque from AMA and all its members.
Yeah, I would like to say a few things. It's just magnificent that a lot of you people came here especially for this, and it's just wonderful. And it's to be on the same stage as Walter and Mr. Frisoli. It's outstanding.
Next, Walter Musciano has a presentation he would like to make.
I worked with John's father for many, many years. We both had the same idea. Build models that the youngsters can build and get into this great hobby. So I'd like to present this other award. It's the Kappa Hall of Fame to John Frisoli. I'd like to present it to John Jr.
It's now time for the final event of the day, the team race competition.
Here's the first heat for today's team race. The team of Martino and Patty, and we need somebody to pit for them.
Is that the?
And I'll tell you what, I'll pit for you.
Which plane is that?
Your little bird. All right, Martino Patty team, Zambelli Banjock. Zambelli Banjock with the Golden Hawk. And Barry and Richland with the Stuntmaster.
Dick Hauser and Marty Schindler are judges in team race. Judging has been first rate the whole meet. Tom McLean releases the Little Mercury for Corral Patty. The action is hot. Each team has to make one pit stop during each heat. In Heat 2, the team of Chris and Carl Foster are flying a little Sabre jet, and they get away first. Philly flyer Danny Banchuk quickly has his plane in the air and is up to speed. Heat 3 features Corral Patty and Tom McLean. It's all quiet as the teams prepare for the feature race. Danny Banchuk has two planes in the feature race, and so he decides to crew for Bob Zambelli, who is flying Danny's Golden Hawk. Jerry Ramos substitutes for Danny flying the Red Devil, with Carl Foster the crew. Clayton Berry is flying with Scott Richland as crew, and Corral Patty is flying with Henry Warner as crew. Bob Zambelli of the Philly Flyers and Clayton Berry of Northern Virginia Control Line get away first, while Corral Patty and Jerry Ramo are stuck in the pits. Corral and Jerry quickly catch up as the planes of Danny and Clayton are in the pits for repairs. With the repairs to the Golden Hawk complete, Danny tries to get the motor running, and Carl Foster gets Jerry back in the air. With the Golden Hawk out of action, Danny moves over to crew on his own plane, still being flown by Jerry Ramo. It's now down to a race between Ramo and Patty, with Ramo taking the win for the team of Ramo and Banchuk. Jerry flies some loops and a figure eight to celebrate the victory. Tom McLean is up to award the prizes to the winners.
I'd like to thank all you rest of you for coming. I'd like to really thank Walt for coming, and we always really enjoyed having him as our honorary host. First place in appearance
John, I won your B66.
is Robert Zambelli of Philadelphia Flyers with his bullet.
Bob Zambelli is first in appearance, with John Donnelly second and Frank Iacobella's third.
Dan Banchuk. Flying.
Danny Banchuk is first in speed, with Corral Patty second and Matt Martino third.
From the Philadelphia Flyers, Bob Zambelli first place for stunt with his bullet.
Bob Zambelli is first in stunt, with Danny Banchuk second and Scott Richland
And
third.
finally, in team race, in first
Jerry
place,
Ramo, Carl Foster, and Danny Banchuk are first in team race, flying Danny Banchuk's Red Devil, with the team of Corral Patty and Henry Warner second, and the team of Clayton Berry and Scott Richland third.
Where's Jerry Ramo? He was the pilot.
Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thanks for
Bob
making this
Zambelli
contest
wins the
a
flying
success this year
championship
for me. I really
based on
appreciate it.
points in the 3 flying events.
Let's have a round of applause for Tom McLean.
Yeah, Tom.
As the event winds down, the pilots are surrounded by the next generation of flyers who look to pick up tips from the masters.
Yeah, you don't want to tear up the side now if it's real tight.
We're back on the road heading for home. As we head down Ox Road, we reflect on what a great day we've had and make a pledge to return to the Musciano next year with some planes of our own. That's it for this week at Vintage Garage. The trip to the Northern Virginia Control Line Club was a lot of fun, and it was sure great to meet Walter Musciano. We've nearly completed the construction of our Bel Air. We put an OK Cub 049 on it, and this winter we'll put a real nice finish on it to try to compete for the appearance awards at next year's Musciano. We also plan to build the Zigzag and the Cessna 182, and we've got a real nice start on the Cessna 180. We're really looking forward to the meet next year. Next week we have another full show. We've entered the Lola T492 at the SVRA Blue-Gray Challenge at Summit Point. At Summit Point, we'll have interviews with the drivers, scenes from around the paddock, and plenty of racing action. It should be a lot of fun. So until next time, thanks for coming. Keep the shiny side up. We'll see you next week. More information about any of the projects we've worked on today, please visit our website at www.vintagegarage.com. There's a link to our email address on the website. Please email us. We'd like to hear from you. Till next time, keep the shiny side up. Thanks for coming. See you next week. Our thanks to Hal Howard, who was technical consultant on this show.